What is good, people? It is your boy T-Rav. I am here right now for the Civil War movie review. Now, I know I said when this trailer came out that this might be A24's first miss, but to be honest, with A24's track record, even if a trailer isn't that great, or you know what I'm saying, they're coming out with a concept that's new, but it's like, it's on the cutting edge, like we don't know if it's gonna work or not. I tend to side with them and think that they're gonna come through, give us a banger. Everything Everywhere All at Once, banger. Iron Claw, different type of movie, wrestling movie, banger. Can't watch it again because my God, it killed me emotionally, but a banger nonetheless. And we come to Civil War. And Civil War is probably the coolest concept that they've ever done in all the A24 movies, to be honest, when you just think of the base concept. And unfortunately, that's pretty much as far as this movie goes, bro. Does this movie show you exactly what America would be like if there was a civil war? Yes, I thought it was pretty cool how there's certain towns that have no idea of what's going on and they're just staying out of it or whatever based on what they see on the news. Little do they know that there are still niggas on the rooftops protecting their towns that they just don't even know about. I like the fact that you don't really know which side is fighting which. It seems like everybody's wearing the same thing, and for the most part, and then to the end, you don't really see the difference in the flags till the final push to the White House. The issue that I have with this movie is that, yes, it throws us right in it, but we get no backstory on how this conflict started. We get no backstory on what side is fighting for what went wrong, why did Texas, California secede from the Union, and now it's Texas, California versus the United States of America. How do we get here? Bro? And I understand it's like the cast of characters that we're supposed to follow is this grizzled war photographer. You know what I'm saying? She goes into battlefields and takes pictures of the atrocities and all that stuff, which I'll get to later. But it's like a little, guild of reporters and journalists and photographers and all that stuff. The press, they're sticking together in these times and they're hunting for stories because there's not many stories left because obviously it's wartime, in America. This is some shit that's never happened before. They don't know what's going to happen to the press and stuff after all this, I guess. But Lee and Joe have this mission to where they want to get an interview with the president before he gets taken out. Obviously, everybody's coming for him. This little girl named Jessie comes along because in the opening part of the movie, they're in a city center. There's riots going on. Police are beating shit out of people, and Jessie gets smacked up with a baton. And then you start to see the process of Lee starting to groom her, starting to train her. She's very hard on her because Jessie comes in here and she's, I want to do this. But then she gets in the moment, she freezes up, all that. And does it show the progression of the child in a fairly decent manner throughout the movie? Yes, because she forces her way to tag along on their countryside mission where she knows she shouldn't be along. And we know as a unit that she's going to get everybody killed. And spoiler alert, that almost completely happens. There is one nigga that's crazy. That's crazy. But I think the main problem with this movie is that even with the main cast of characters that they introduce, with Lee, with Jessie, with Joe, with Grandpa, I'm forgetting his name right now, Lewis or something like that, with Grandpa, all right? How much do we care about him? We don't even know him like that for real. Like, we see flashbacks of what Lee went through, and we hear comments of how people say things to Lee like she just has no heart and all this other stuff. And that's how she portrays it for like 97% of the movie. But obviously she has feelings too, all that. But how do we get attached to her like that? Joel is a different type of character because he's all happy-go-lucky, but, you know, it seemed like he had resolved himself to be like, you know, this is what I love to do. We're just going to go and do it. But then shit happens later in the movie and your friends get snapped up and then you start showing a different side. You gotta give us some more information as to why these characters are feeling this way. It's like we feel it, we see it, but like it ain't hitting like that, bro. And I know that they wanted us to gravitate towards Jesse in this movie, but it's just not, it just doesn't happen, bro. So it takes her like 70, 80% of this movie to really get in the paint like that, to really get in there and start doing her job. But at the same time, she has no experience. Okay, you grabbed Jeanette and you clearly have gotten over your fears, but now you're just inexperienced and you're putting people in danger. And because y'all want to play fun and games, Grandpa dies. Grandpa dies. Now, you could partially put that on Joel as well, because he should have never told his friends where they was going. But they have these little happy times, and then they pull up on Jesse Plemons, and that nigga's American for real. And he pressed y'all. He killed motherfuckers. You know, so it's just... Jesse makes a lot of the problems for the group in this movie. And we understand that. But I just don't see why we're supposed to care about this girl, really and truly care about the people that she's rolling with like that, because it really does feel like, okay, we're with them along this journey, but we're not supposed to care about them. We're supposed to just kind of be like in shock about how America is at this point and how things are so jacked up. But how can we care about that either when we don't know what each side is fighting for, bro? So I don't want to go super long in this review, man, because I really don't have a ton to say. I don't know what went wrong in this movie. I feel like there was a lot of meat on the bone, just even to get us endeared to some of these characters. Give us any type of background on how this Civil War actually got going. We don't even really know how long ago it started. We're only given one date, and that's like 14 months ago. The president stopped doing interviews and all types of stuff. How long has it been? You start off the movie, this nigga's making a presidential address, and it looks like he's choking up on his words. It looks like he feels bad about what's going on. But come the end of the movie, all this nigga's cared about is himself. Like I said, I didn't have the craziest expectations for this movie, but I thought based on the studio, we had something going, man. I thought we had something going. So I got to put the bulk of this on the director, bro. I got to put the bulk of this on the director. I don't know if they just didn't give you enough time to really make your story like that, but this whole did not hit like that, bro. I understand the balance of having like normal happy times where the crew is interacting with each other and all of that to get us to the place where we care about the characters, and then you juxtapose that with the intense scenes like the gas station scene, like the scene with Jesse Plemons and all that. Like when you juxtapose those things, the sniper scene, which is probably one of the cooler scenes in the movie, because they pull up on, they're like, who y'all fighting? What's going on? And the sniper's like, someone's shooting at us. We are shooting at them. It's like, and that whole scene is completely irrelevant in the grand scheme. It's just a one-on-one kind of battle type thing. But it just shows you they don't know who they fight. Someone trying to kill them, they got to do the same. So I like that murkiness and how vague it is and how you don't really know who is what side, but we still need to know the reasons why the sides are fighting each other. We don't even know the Texas-California Federation or whatever it's called are the good guys, because towards the end of the movie, they start making their final push to Washington. There's only like one real deal scene. Real deal. And I'm not talking about that one about the office building and all that where Jesse first really starts overcoming her fear. I'm talking about when they're making their push to the White House. There's only one real scene like that, where it's chaos going on and you're seeing how these photographers kind of work together with the soldiers, and the soldiers do protect them and stuff in certain ways. It's just wild, bro. It's wild that I just don't know if this movie hit. And I think the biggest component of this movie that really let me sink my teeth into it was the moral dilemma that you face as someone with that job. You see Lee's flashbacks throughout the movie about the atrocities that she has just witnessed and just been in there snapping photos, taking pictures. Obviously, it takes a toll. She's seen everything, bro. She's seen niggas get shot. She has seen niggas get burnt alive with a rubber tire on them. And that's where I start to have a problem, bro. I understand that it's your job, and I understand that, you know, what could you do? Even if you did something, there's nothing you could really do. But as a human being, to watch some of the things you've watched and to literally be right there. Obviously, the bad guys are letting you do some of the things that you're doing. They want you to spread that. And there she is. But boom, boom, boom. I understand it's your job, man. But as a human being, that don't bother you. You just gotta turn your brain off. Oh, yep. Just gotta fucking take the pictures. I don't know, man. I don't know. And that's why I feel like this movie was confused in itself, because Lee was resolute for like 98% of the movie. And then all of a sudden during the final push, the most experienced, most well-trained photographer of them all, the legend, has a mental breakdown. Can't fucking move. Can't do shit. Jesse's out here running around all of a sudden, looking like Lee. Throughout the movie, the character of Lee always said it's not going to be something easy. It's basically something that's going to stick with you, all this other stuff. But when we're doing the job, we do the job. You turn off that part of your brain and you lock in because it's necessary. And I do see that point to a degree, because if you don't capture that history and tell the true story as it unfolded, then people can manipulate history however they want. For all you know, the footage that you take and the photos that you get, that's what the generations after have to hold on to. So in that way, I understand it, bro. I really, really do. But I need her to confront that moral dilemma and not just break down, and then a minute and a half later with no explanation, all of a sudden she's over it. And now we're leading the troops to go and find where the president actually is. Oh, I don't know, man. And then fucking Jesse being a fucking idiot, obviously, over the perfect shot, gets Lee killed. Gets Lee objectively killed. Or she's in shock. We just follow along after. We get a quote from the president that pretty much explains how he's a coward. And that's the movie. No revisiting what just happened with Lee and how Jesse got her killed. No talking about how Joel and Jesse are responsible for Grandpa getting killed like that. Nothing. No explanation as to how this war goes for real. Like, Texas, California, are they good guys? Did they restore order? Like, we don't know. We don't know. So in the end, this is a concept movie with not a ton of story. And I'm sorry, that's something that I wasn't expecting, man. Maybe it was my fault for having too much expectations for this movie. But at the end of the day, this is a 4.5 out of 10 movie, man. It's a 4.5 out of 10. It's only because that moral dilemma. God damn, I can't even get it out. It's only because that moral dilemma that these people in this position face that made me kind of latch on to this movie and these characters. But when you never even try to explain their mental state, you don't have to have them speak all the time. It just has to be little moments where you could tell how much it's weighing. And they were doing that, but then it seemed like they just didn't follow through with some of that. I don't care about how Jesse's feeling. I don't. I never did, and I still don't. 4.5 out of 10. I never imagined that Civil War would flop like that, man. But let me know if y'all agree or disagree. I would still say it's worth a watch. I can't say that it's worth a movie theater watch, bro. I can't. Because I can't say that this is like the super most entertaining movie in the world. It's not. Large portions are relatively boring. Suspenseful at times, but relatively boring for large chunks. So, let me know if you feel the same as me. If you've seen this, I would say wait until streaming in order to watch it. But it has been your boy T-Rav. I will catch y'all on the next one, and I'm out.